Ooh, it's okay to let go. You're not alone. Stand your ground, take it slow. The way you've been shown, trust yourself, you to get through. Now you're on the other side, living life again. It was a wild ride out of the rain into the sun. Look, you've won.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? A thumbs up? Oh, this is awful. Sorry, guys. Nope. Damn. What is going on? Hang on. Here. This is on. The camera is on. Design. Hold on. Music. Chat. Oh, you said yes, Bracy? You can hear me? Oh, mazel tov. Okay, so holy cow. So let me just say, thank you guys for being here and being patient with me. I'm discombobulated, even though I was practicing for 10 minutes breathing, because my car literally just died in the middle of an intersection. And I had to hump that car on a diagonal out of the intersection, call the garage. They came and did whatever. And then my neighbors had to come and get me, bring me home. And now I'm live. Oi, oi, vesh mir gewolz. And if I could curse in Italian, I can curse in Italian, but I won't because it's not appropriate. So it seems for some reason my computer keeps reverting to the headphones that I never use. So, all right, hang on, puppy. Are you comfy? All right. So, thank you all for getting me to 100 subs. That's what I started to say. I'm really appreciative of it. I'm grateful and I'm honored. And I'm so excited what this means for our future. The world is topsy-turvy. We all know it, right? I don't need to tell anybody anything that you all don't already know. And as we focus in on healing ourselves, being a support to one another, I think it's easy to be deceived, maybe too strong of a word, by our surroundings. Now, I'm not involved in some of the stuff that's happening within this YouTube community of members. I'm involved in that. I have witnessed some. I am not impacted. But one of the things that I really want to convey before we jump into our topic is we need to live in the place of love. And it's easy for me to say when I'm not literally involved in some gobbledygook that's going on. But since I started in January, the purpose of me doing that was to bring love and light and healing and companionship and community, compassion to us all. And it's really a reflection of what I need and what I want. I want to live in love. I do not rejoice in the demise of anyone, in the missteps of others. And it's easy to do, and I understand that. And when you're a wounded person, it's easy to want to be, what's the adjective? You know, it's easy to say, God, I hope they get their comeuppance, they deserve it. It is not for me. I'm going to speak about me. I'm not going to put words into your mouth. But as we are journeying into this love and light, we want to raise our vibration, or maybe you don't. For those of you that are here, that are new, I'm Teresa. This Wounds to Wisdom channel was really about my own personal journey. I've had some bumps and bruises along the way, and I've learned lessons, and I continue to learn lessons every single day. And whether you believe in a specific faith, whether you believe in Father Sky and Mother Earth and just a higher being, a divine presence, whether you believe in Jesus, the message is the same. Basically, love your neighbor as you would yourself. And we need to love better as a society. I need to love better. And it's not easy. This evening, during some televised events that are going to be occurring, I'm tuning out and I'm going into meditation for love because I feel venom and I feel anger and I feel just so disheartened. Yet I understand we need to go through this. And I had a petty moment, and I'm going to share the petty moment with you. Please know it's a petty moment and I'm over it. But for those of you that do or don't know, January 27th of 2019, I had a massive heart event and died. In the last 2 weeks, I'm like, why the blank did they resuscitate me? It was my time to go. Why am I here? It's a waste of my time to be in this cruel world. I don't belong here. That's the pity party move, okay? I know for a lot of reasons I'm here. I'm working on raising my vibration and living in my light that I denied for so many decades. I'm living in my truth. I have been a person, a mush of love that has been rejected her entire life. And yet, I have made a difference. I have been there for people, strangers, colleagues, friends new and old. I've been a sounding board. Somehow I always knew the right thing to say to somebody else. And I think what I was saying to someone else was what I needed reflected back to me. So when I started this journey on YouTube, my focus for this coming year is to talk about the 12 universal laws of the universe. And the first one we talked about in January was divine oneness, that everything is interconnected. And that we talked about the vibration in February, right? Raising our vibrations. And the raising of the vibration, everything still is interconnected. And as we morph into March, geez, I'm going back in time. It's important to talk about the law of correspondence, which is our third law. But at a high level, for those that may not know, the laws of the universe explains how energy, all energy, our thoughts, our actions influence our reality. They reveal the principles of interconnection and vibration and balance that gives us meaning, that gives us this harmonious relationship with the world that attracts positive experiences. And so, in a way, it's the commandments of the world. These universal laws may, and I believe do, hold the answers to being here. It's like a user's manual, right? When you get a computer and you have a user manual, or you get a new coffee machine, it explains how everything is connected. And I believe, again, I want to speak for me. I don't want to put my thoughts onto anybody else, that it's sort of this invisible code guiding everything, but everything is connected. And our words, our actions, our thoughts matter. And when we are not kind, or when we rejoice in someone else's demise or weakness, we are participants in that. What does that say about us? Me. If I'm happy that someone stumbles and falls, what does that say about Teresa? Where's my love and light? What do I gain as a woman, as a human, as a sister, as a friend? What do I gain? So the third law is of the law of correspondence. It's about the patterns repeating at different scales. It suggests, and I want to read my note for a second to make sure that I'm saying this correctly. It suggests that what happens in this physical world mirrors what occurs in the spiritual realm. Think about that for a second. Some of you may not have gone through may not have this belief. I believe that my heavenly divine self, before I came down and entered my mother's womb, I chose this life. I chose to be here on this earth. And I chose these experiences. And don't kid yourself. 2 days ago, I was at the dog park with my 2 pups, looking up at the heavens, going, what did you bring me back for? Why am I here on this earth? What is my purpose? How can I affect change? How can I raise myself up and be in this love and light? And what the hell are you doing? It's total chaos and mayhem. My family has fallen apart as a result of the chaos in the world. I'm disconnected from people I didn't even know I was disconnected from. I'm an oddity because of how I believe and how I live my life. And I will share with you that people resent when you make changes in yourself, when you raise your vibration and they don't understand why, people will distance themselves from you. When I started studying Reiki, so that was in 2017. Prior to that, I had done yoga and meditation, and it was tolerable in my familial world and maybe friendship world. I've always been sensitive. I have always, and I took that sensitive human and I packed her away in a trunk. And I was like, you can't do this anymore. You cannot emote this way. It will kill you. It will break your spirit. And so I lived in the space of anger for a long time. And I struggle with that because I unleashed that genie out of the bottle and would be angry over many things that were silly. In this law, this third law of correspondence, it's the idea behind as above, so below, as within, so without. It's the law that tells us that the same rules apply everywhere, just at different levels. The way energy moves like a tiny particle might be the same as it is in other galaxies and other dimensions. I know it's out there, and bear with me on this. These laws are things that we can incorporate into our daily life. And I haven't been reading the chat, and I will get to it. I just, as a squirrel girl who sees this shiny penny, I want to stay focused for a second. These are personal tools, the 12 laws of the universe. They help us with our spiritual growth, our personal growth. They're like a guiding light, if you will. And none of what I'm saying is beyond anyone's comprehension or knowingness, right? We know that if we're kind to someone, it comes back to us tenfold. If we are generous with another human being, it comes back to us tenfold. So, when we recognize that, we have to choose. I have to choose. What is it that I want reflected back at me? When I look at that mirror in someone else's eyes, do I want to be the kind of person that relishes someone's failure, someone's hurt feelings? Oh, they deserve that. They suck. They deserve that. Who am I, Teresa, to say that someone deserves something? I have not walked a mile in their shoes. It is not for me to do that. And in my death journey, or maybe I should call it my rebirth journey, I remember hearing and seeing people conversing about me. I remember being at complete peace, feeling safe, but also at a loss. Why was I here? And the vibrations around me were really of love and light. And I think when we think about this harmony, we want to incorporate this into our daily lives, right? Weaving these principles creates or resonates more deeply with our own experience, and it makes us feel better physically. Our ailments, our illnesses, our dis-ease becomes something that we don't focus on, because as we put this out into the world of goodness, of light, of love, of consideration, of kindness, of patience, of acceptance, great things happen to us. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, but I did want to focus a little bit on the concept. And where did I put that note? Sometimes my little brain. Give me a second. I think it's here. No, it's here. Yes, it's here. So I mentioned as above, so below, as within, so without. It's a philosophy and a spirituality that is rooted in the Hermetic philosophy. And it conveys the idea that this is a reflection and an interconnectedness between all different levels of existence. It refers to the idea that the universe, the higher realms, is reflected in the earthly or individual level. And I don't know if that's clear enough or not. So I'm going to, and then, so as we talk about as within, so without, we're emphasizing that our inner state is reflected in our outer world. So for example, if we are a peaceful, positive mindset and we can create this harmonious life, imagine how that influences other people. It's this concept that conveys the reflection of this interconnectedness. So I'm going to take a breath for a sec. And I'm just going to go to the chat because I haven't said hello to individuals and all that kind of stuff. So give me a second to just connect with you all, see if I can see who's here. And now that I'm breathing better from my little car incident. So Fatima, welcome. Thank you. I saw you today on the other channel. I'm so happy you're here. Of course, Josh, thank you for being here. Millie, thank you. Let's see. Somebody is saying, Josh, sorry. So I don't know. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's the typing. Don't worry about it. Brazy, hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm squinting. What did I do with my eyeglasses? All right, I can see. Let's see. Let me just scroll. And while I'm doing this and I'm reading the comments, again, thank you all so much for bringing me to 100 subs. I'm really tickled pink. Hello, Eric. Happy birthday. Very, very grateful that you were born. So welcome to this earth. I'm just trying to, I'm scrolling, guys. Sorry. Hey, Victor, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. All right. Like attracts, yes, Brazy, like does attract like. And it's so important through my personal journey that I reflect the being I want to be. I know I chose to come down in this time, in this space for the lessons I have to learn. And I know there's a lot of lessons. There were a lot of wounds before I got here. And when I got here, there were so many wounds that AI experienced. And most often, until I took my feelings and put them into this trunk and locked it and sort of threw it into the ocean to sink like a buried treasure, I really did shut down my third eye. I shut down my knowingness. And it's been really difficult for me to bring it back because I built this wall around me. We all experience life in so many different ways. Good, bad, a combo. And there are ups and downs. There's joy and there's love. I can tell you from a little girl, I always knew I would never get married and I would never have children. And everybody poo-pooed me. Oh, Teresa, you're being ridiculous. I got into my teens. I knew I wasn't going to have children. I thought I might adopt or have foster kids, but I always knew I wouldn't be married. I did hope that I would experience love, but I don't think that's in the cards in this iteration of my life. And I'm okay with that. My one true love experience, besides my puppies and my kitty, came from the unconditional love I experienced from my mom and what I gave to her through her transition into otherworldliness. And I know my mom is having a blast. Her soul is dancing in the heavens, and she was a painter, and I'm sure she is painting galore and eating cannolis. That brings me comfort and joy. I think the violence that I have experienced at the hands of men created this moat and this cautionary tale. I'm not somebody who hates men. I that's not in me. But nor do I want to cross the bridge of intimacy and love in that other capacity. I really believe that what I was put down here for after my rebirth in January of 2019 was to be this vessel of support as we transition into this new vibrating light and love. And I wouldn't do that if I was in a partnership. My focus would be on my partner. I don't think that's a bad thing, guys. And I've had tons of people say, oh, don't worry about it. You're going to, this is all going to happen for you. I said, I don't want it to happen for me. And that's not a negative thing. And that's not the wounded child. That's not the wounded woman. And that's not the wounded soul. That's the knowing soul. Not all of us are meant in each iteration of life to have a life partner in that way. I'm not here for that. I have to be here in a different capacity. And my struggles and my journey and my communication with you guys to say, look, these are tough times. And we're going to go through this journey together, and we're going to have some bumps. Rather than reacting, let's respond, right? Let's not have our first reaction, oh, that piece of crap got what he deserved, or she got what she deserved, or they got what they deserved. We are generally putting out discontent among family and friends, whether it's about political or social or economic, familial things. I ask that as part of this channel, we do our homework and we try to take a moment before we react to respond. And that may mean taking that moment to breathe, taking that moment to step back and say, why is that person so angry towards me? It's not about me. I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything. And if the fact that I'm breathing is annoying, that's not on me, and I don't own it. I own my actions. I own my responses. So I would ask that we always just take a moment, because our higher self knows, and our higher self is supporting and cheerleading us. We have to listen. Hey, Victor, welcome. I got another Victor here. Let's see. Back to the chat. Hi, Angela. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so have any of you in the chat experienced or know about the universal laws, the 12 universal laws of the universe? Is there anything that you incorporate into your daily activities that help you to raise your vibration into love and light? I mean, it's easy for us, right, to wake up. I didn't sleep last night. I slept. I fell asleep. Sorry, Victor. At 10 o'clock, but I wasn't feeling so great yesterday. So from 10 p.m. last night to 11:30 p.m., I slept like the dead. Then I was awake until 4 a.m. And I got to sleep from sometime after 4 a.m. until 7:30 a.m. So there was no real good sleep. And I chose, when I got up in the morning, to use the techniques that I have learned through my hypnotherapy teachings. Every day in every way, I'm going to have a great day. Every day in every way, I am going to have a great day. Every day in every way, I'm going to experience everything good that the earth has to give me. And I did that my 10 times, the repetition, changing my thought pattern because I was tired, I was cranky, and my tummy was a little flibberty gibbeted. So I did not want to start my day in this grumpiness, because first of all, I knew I was coming on today, and I was stoked because I believe that we should honor and respect each other. That's my belief. I believe that we should extend courtesy. That doesn't mean that if you pee me off, I don't have a right to be angry. And so putting them into practice. So I see what you're saying, Millie. It's not easy to put this stuff into practice. Let me just say this. I'm Sicilian. I'm reactionary, man. Our family was like, "What are you doing? What are you thinking? You're so stupid." And there's, sort of a crankiness and a aggressiveness, not crankiness, an aggressiveness. So I had to relearn, and I still have to do this. That's why I say don't react, respond. Because my initial response when I watch something or hear something, like, what are you doing? What are you saying? What are you thinking? And even if it's not directly to the person, that's still a judgment. I'm putting out there that I know better than you, what you should be doing. No, there's no halo here. I am not angelic. I am delightfully flawed. And I think that through our flaws, we get to evolve. And I'm choosing every single day, Cuban and Peruvian. Oh, yes, sister, you got it. Italian and Sicilian. Hello. So it has to be an active choice. And it has been something that I have had to focus with breath, because in conversations with folks, especially on the phone, I just growl at the phone, right? But I don't say anything. And then I take a breath back. Often when we're angry or disappointed at someone, it really is a reflection on what we're feeling and what we're thinking and what we need back. I know that what I need from people, I may not receive. So I have to give it to me. I want acceptance. Well, I have to accept me. I have to accept my flaws. I have to accept my limitations. But I am grateful for what emanates from me and what the possibilities are. And you don't have to understand them, but you have to know that there's not one ill intention. And that's all I ask of anyone who is experiencing this journey and has had to readjust how they communicate with me. Because when in my family setting or even friend setting, my beliefs and my evolution and my light with Reiki and with tapping, which I'm going to talk about in a couple of weeks. We're going to do some tapping together, folks. Yay. And my breathing and my chanting Om and doing Ho'oponopono. These are all in combination ways of checking myself. And I put boundaries up. No, you can't speak to me that way. But I love you and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye. Very nice. I don't raise at the same level that someone's coming at me. I've been called a lot of names. I'm sure some of you in the chat have been, a little bit disrespected or what's the other word I'm looking for? Dismissed for your beliefs. When we think about living our lives in love and light and healing and compassion and unity and camaraderie, we really do have to mean it. We can't just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk. And there are communities before we as a society have evolved that lived that way in a community and showed respect and honor. I don't know where it broke down. Somebody's saying happy birthday to Neil. So happy birthday, Neil. Hey, Big Dad, standing tall. Hi, Seeker of Truth. Welcome, welcome. We are talking about the third universal law of the universe and how we want to love and honor and respect because everything is interconnected and everything is, our words have power. Our behavior has power. Our response has power. We have one opportunity to affect change in someone or impact their day by our response, directly or indirectly. That's why I often say, when you encounter someone in your daily life, whether you are walking your dogs, taking a walk for yourself, driving in your car, getting gas, bumping into somebody that's working at your 7-Eleven or what have you, Subway, Walmart, wherever you are in your world. And you have a cranky pants in front of you that's just yenta, yenta, yenta. Don't rise to their energy. Even quietly, you can send love and light to their higher self and thank them and seal it with love. I seal it with love. I'm sending this person love and light. They must be having a really bad day. And I just hope that this is a better day for them in love. If they're interacting with you or you have an opportunity to, and they're leaving, wish them a great day. Wish them a great day. And specifically, if you can, when you speak with the person that's at the register, Bring them up. Some compliment, anything kind. Thank you for helping me. I really appreciate it. Oh my God, those are great nails. Anything that brings them into a lighter moment because they just got dumped on by another human who was going through their own experience. It's very easy to get mired down by the energy of other people. And I think that's why I was so cranky the other day. I was letting the universe and all the energies that were negative, that were being thrown out into my space. And I was starting to respond that way. And that's where I had to say, whoa, back up. Back up, girlfriend. I am grateful for the blue sky that I see in front of me, above me and around me. I'm grateful for the earth below my feet. And I took a moment because then the dog park started to fill up with other people. And they were all riled up. And some things in our community had happened. And so people were a little bit snippy. And I was just like, you know what? I don't know that situation. I just hope that they're doing okay. And people looked at me like I had 30 heads, but it was her fault. It was her dog. Her dog bit this dog. I wasn't there. But I guarantee you that the person who was there, whose dog was a little grumpy with another dog, who I've seen before, it wasn't intentional. A human probably wasn't paying attention to their animal properly and things got out of hand. Why are we judging so harshly? It was just gossip. I don't think we think about what gossip means. What does it do for you by putting someone else down? By bad-mouthing someone? By backstabbing someone? Would you say it to my face? If you can't say it to my face, it's a reflection on you, not me. If I've injured you, it really is your responsibility. And I don't know I injured you. Because I have been in the past, not recently, but I have said some things to a person which I knew was going to hurt them and wound them deeply. And I just I couldn't put the words back in my mouth. I snapped. I didn't do any of my own practices. This was before my heart attack in 2019, and I can't take it back. But I owned it. And I've also forgiven people who have intentionally or unintentionally wounded me. Look, we're complicated and we're human and we're fallible, but we're funny and we're fun. And most of us, most of the time, are good people. Those that live in darkness may or may not have chosen to be there. Sometimes not making a change in a direction of positivity and light is more comfortable. The light is bright. And that means we have to make the changes in ourselves, in who we are, who we want to be. So I would just say that thank you, seeker of truth, too. It is such a we are so influential. We have power. I don't know if you can grasp how much power you as an individual have in order to bring goodness in one small way to your own community. A community of 1, a community of 5, a community of 10. If you have a YouTube channel, if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you have a job you go to every day, I've been working since I was a rent-a-kid when I was 11. I was rented out to clean houses. It was part of a program in my small town. And then my dad owned an Italian deli, and I worked for him for the majority of my teenhood. And then right from there, and I went to college, I worked at a bakery from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., 7 days a week to help pay my tuition and my rent, my apartment rent. So I've never not worked until this heart attack. And you know, I there's some physical limitations. I'm working on them. I'm working on building the strength that I need. I'm not naive. I know it. This may be, you know, what my final end will be. I'm actually okay with that as long as I'm living a good and full life. And I don't sense that my clock is ticking. I did for a while. But I think now we have the opportunity and the power to affect change within our community. So I would encourage you to respond rather than react. I would encourage you to think about how you can make someone else's day better. I guarantee you, you're going to feel better. We all have stuff. I'm not telling you to ignore it. You know, life can be crappy. Family can be crappy. Husbands and wives can be crappy. Partners in the world can be crappy. You know what's not crappy? My little puppy, sound asleep right next to me. My little love bug. I don't know if I can tilt the camera down. No, he's buried underneath the covers, and the other one's in the window, staring. He's keeping guard for me. Biscotti, my little Biscotti. He's my little chunkamunka, and he's protecting the house. And my little Lucacino over here, he's he's all like my little baby. He was the runt of the litter, and I adore him. Hey, Indigo, Fatima, we are all here to support and love each other. Here, let me highlight this. We are all here to support and love each other. We were created to take care and help one another. Face, red, heart shape, yes. Yes. And I think we've lost that somewhere along the way. And I think it's just because when you get kicked to the curb so often, you stay there. And a way to protect ourselves is to disconnect from people, to become more introverted and isolated. And that's me. I have become more isolated. Doing this YouTube channel was a humongous choice and effort. I was afraid. And then I was like, well, what's the worst that could happen? I just don't have a channel anymore. That's all. Nobody else watches. Maybe I just talk to myself all day. So it's really, hi, Jimena, thank you for being here. It's really the opportunity of facing my fears. I'm less worried about being rejected. It's more important what I think. If you don't like my channel, here's the best thing ever. It's like a clicker. You get to change the channel. No harm, no foul. I'm not going to be for everybody. I was told that when I was a child. Girl, you're not going to be for everybody. You're a lot. And that's because I was so filled with so much emotion and so much feeling and so much, you know, I really was Pollyanna. I always saw the bright side of the road. And it wasn't until later in life when things just sort of, you know, taught me that I needed to hide. And I allowed myself to, because it takes a lot of bravery to stand in your truth. It takes a lot of bravery to stand behind your own words of love, honor, and respect. And this is me. And if you don't like me, it's not on me. It's not on me. I don't own that. We're going to talk about before the end of this month, and I hope you'll join me, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. We're going to talk about, our words matter, but that we also can't take some stuff personal because it's not about us. And the second that we let someone else's anger and hurtful words invade our space, they've won. And I use this analogy all the time. Why is it the 99 people tell you you are a fantastic human being and one person says you're a piece of crap? And the only thing that you heard was you're a piece of crap. Why do we choose that path rather than the 99? Right? Why do we choose that path? How does the negative reflect back? Is that how we see ourselves? Why do we see ourselves in that way? And that's the work we need to do. Because I will guarantee you, God, the universe, Mother Gaia, Father Sky, whatever you believe, the divine oneness of light and love loves you. Loves you. You are loved. No matter what happens in this world, you were loved when you were conceived. Before you even got into your mother's womb, the thought of you was loved. And when you transition out into your next iteration, whatever that is, you are loved. The divine oneness of light and love loves you. I want to emanate love back. I don't want to live in hate. I don't want to live in anger. And I know I'm human and I experience those things. And that's okay as long as I don't live in the space of anger. And why am I angry? And I need to work on that. I'm better at it than I ever have been. Let me see. So some folks are coming back with some really great comments. So let me just chop in there for a second and see where I am. Accountable is good if there is something to be accountable for. That's still love. Absolutely. Look, not everybody, I'm not accountable for everything. We just have to be accountable for what we've done. I'm not accountable for what my father's done, my auntie, my uncle, my mom, whomever. I'm not accountable for someone else's stuff. I'm only accountable to my reaction and my responses. Yeah, the Four Agreements is good. So is as a man thinketh, or a woman. Is that actually a book or are you just teasing? We are all love. We are all love. And I see a motto up here. Something scrolled by me. My motto is love, accept, respect, care for, support, no conditions. So, yeah, I mean, look, we can love unconditionally. That doesn't mean that we should allow ourselves to be pooped on. But we have to set those boundaries and we have to adhere to them. And sometimes that means that that person that we love may not be part of our life. That doesn't mean you can't love them, just means they can't be part of your life. We as humans have to accept that we are worthy of respect and love and kindness and consideration. It's all well and good to tease someone, but words can be hurtful. And if someone's gets joy by putting you down, that's not love. I'm sorry, it's not love. And when you respond by not responding, that's the lesson that person has to receive. We can talk about that another time. I really want to focus today on the beauty of love, of kindness, of respect, as above, so below, as within, so without. Right? Everything has energy. The stone in the river has energy. You put your hands together and Pull in and out, pull in and out. Rub your hands together. You're going to feel that intensity of electricity, energy. We know it. We feel it. Everything is connected. Everything has energy. By having greater respect for even those things we don't understand. And people, there's a lot I don't understand. I just have to give that up. I give that up to God. I give that up to the divine. And I just ask for the grace to know if that's what I'm supposed to know. You know, who said, sometimes God's not answering our prayer is our answer. I know I'm not saying that right, but our unanswered prayers is an answer. Maybe there's something better out there. Love is love. So I want to again thank you all for being here today. Thank you for getting me to 100 subs. I really, really, really appreciate it. I'm just tickled pink. I just didn't know what to expect on this journey. And I didn't expect to meet so many lovely human beings. I'm thrilled that you all are here. And I am thrilled that you've all taken time out of your day to be here. So, wait, there's a couple of people that said something before I disconnect. Hold on. I don't want to ignore a comment. Oh, Victor from Truth Wave says, unconditional love does not mean unconditional tolerance. Exactly. Just had this a personal experience with this. 100% people. I'm a huge believer in unconditional love, but I absolutely agree. There is no place in our lives to tolerate inconsideration and disrespect and whatever the adjective is. We deserve the same thing we give out. If we're giving an abundance of love, we deserve that back. And we will get that back tenfold. I think that was on Josh's channel this morning. I think it was Saint Germain that was sort of talking about that, but I'm a little befuddled. And then Millie said, I have been practicing seeing myself through the lens of love in the sense of admiration and things that I love in others. Let me just put this up. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it's an official practice, but it's making me look at myself lovingly. 100% it's a practice. Absolutely. And Indigo said, I have also noticed that when I keep a boundary firm, it tends to throw people off. But my most sacred light is my own, and I want to use it for love. Ding, 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 ding. It's true, folks. I mean, I'm so happy to hear this and see this. And that, hold on, come back to me. All are loved, not all can accept it. And that's their wound. That's their wound. That's their journey to be healed. I think if we can reflect the love, then our job is done. But not everybody's ready to receive it. And that's been a hard lesson for me to accept. Thank you, Eric. I'm really happy and blessed, and I'm totally joyful. Thank you, Fatima. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. I send you with, yes, it was Saint Germain. Thank you. See, Josh, I was paying attention. I send you all with so much love and light, healing, compassion, joy, sprinkled with some giggles and laughter. May the rest of your day be filled with all of that and your tomorrows as well. And so I send you.
It's okay to let go. You're not alone. Stand your ground. Take it slow. The way you've been shown. Trust yourself, you to get through. Now you're living life again. It was a wild ride out of the rain into the sun.